Hi guys, Matt Thomas here at Cedar Rock Studio Guitar Gallery in Indiana. And today we've got a very special brand new Jeff Jewett guitar for you. Now I got to watch every piece of this build and I was very excited to get my hands on this. Especially since you can never really gauge what an instrument sounds like through FaceTime. So I got to hear it for a while, but now I really got it to blow my socks off. This is Jeff Jewett's JJ model. So it's 15.5 inches across. So it's very akin to like a J185. Now this one features a really high grade Swiss spruce top with tons of silking throughout it. And as you flip it around, look at this outrageous chatoyant filled Sapelli. This stuff is just so gorgeous in person. It reminds me a lot of the tree mahogany, just with a little more orange present than deep red. Now, Jeff went ahead and bound it all the way around with Cocobolo, but used that turquoise purfling all throughout every piece of purfling. And it looks so phenomenal together. You almost have to see it in person. It's that beautiful. Now it also has an ingrained myrtle rosette here that almost looks like stone that's been wrapped all the way around with that turquoise. And there's a few other really juicy features here. You've got a Cocobolo arm bevel here and also a sound port. So as we get into the specs here, it's a fingerstyle Ford guitar. So down here at the saddle, we've actually got 2 and 5/16, so it's kind of wide for fingerstyle. And here at the nut, it's 1 and 25/32, or also known as 1.78 inches. So it's nice and wide, and the string spacing is good and wide as well. Now, as you look down the neck, it also has these turquoise reconstituted stone dots all the way up the fretboard so that you can see in just about any lighting where you're at on this fretboard. And also there's that blue purfling line bordering underneath of the fretboard all the way up through the fretboard extension. Now speaking of fretboard, since he bound it all the way around in Cocobolo, he also used this really gorgeous cut of Cocobolo for the fretboard that just jumps right out in your face. And as you continue into the head cap here, he did a matchbook Cocobolo head cap that has this beautiful, almost like black fade on either side. Now underneath of the caps are also that blue veneer. And as you flip it over, it's got a Paulo Ferro or Bolivian rosewood back cap here with that turquoise peeking out all the way throughout the volute here. Now since there's been a lot of Cocobolo theme, he also, on these Cosmo Black 510 Gotos, he got Cocobolo Cheris buttons to kind of match everything and tie it together. Also, I should mention there's a Cocobolo heel cap here that just catches you by surprise. Now, he decided to kind of rev it up a bit. So underneath, there's a potted bridge plate. And for the bridge, it's actually got a Brazilian rosewood bridge. That way so that it's got the fastest, most immediate energy transfer to that belly. And I think that's aesthetically about everything. Other than it's also got a matching myrtle tail wedge with that blue veneer. Oh, and now that I'm seeing it on the video here, there's a slight wedge to the body as well. That way, so for the player, it's a little easier to get over this slightly larger body. But enough about how absolutely gorgeous this instrument is. I think this is tonally one of my favorite guitars I've ever played. The trebles are so thick and bold and round. It's pretty ridiculous. It's got a very interesting shimmer to the bass. There's plenty of bass to it, but it has texture to the sound that I don't normally hear. There's a lot of additional frequencies present in what's going on to this. And it has sustain for days on top of it. Now, as I was just looking down, waiting for it to decay, there was one little gem that I found that he was able to do. For the 12th fret dots here of that Recon stone, he found two pieces of it where the black lines all intersect to a point, and both of those dots have that. So it's just so cool to find all these little lovely things that Jeff was able to achieve with this beautiful build. That, and I should also mention how deep this cutaway is. It allows you to get all the way up to all the frets here and just access every bit of this wonderful instrument. So if you've got any other further questions about one of the best duets I've seen thus far, message Alan at cedarrockstudio.com and stick around and hear it for yourself. Thanks for listening.